the Tozo T12 continue to be one of the best budget options when it comes to sound quality and a strong bass profile. Today's video we're going to be checking these out and seeing if they're worth their under $40 price tag and answering the question, are these the best bass earbuds under $40? So let's get into it. So Tozo did send these out to me for this review, but as always we're going to be covering the pros and the cons, and I'll be giving you the information that you need if you're thinking about picking these up. So let's start by having a look at the box itself. And with, I think, every Tozo product that I've tested so far, we are getting a really nice and clean look, quite a professional package overall. We've got a couple of specs there on the front and we'll come to that in a minute. But all in all, you know, it's good for the price. Nice sturdy box. You've got your paperwork as expected, your user's manual. And then as you get inside, you've got the buds themselves. Tozo once again coming through with a really good number of ear tips. We've got obviously one set that comes on the buds and an additional 5, and there's 2 different styles. So you've got a slightly deeper style and then a shallow fit there as well. So good stuff there from Tozo. Do spend ample time testing out which size is best for your ears, because if you don't get a good seal, you're not going to get the best sound quality out of these. So good stuff there from Tozo. We have got, of course, the USB-C charging cable included inside as well. Yes, there you go. No surprises there. But these do charge wirelessly as well. So looking at the buds themselves then, so as you can see, it's quite a chunky old charging case there. So one of the big pluses about these guys is, well, there's 2 things. So firstly, you are getting a digital readout, as you can see there. You are getting wireless charging, and then the whole thing is IPX8 waterproof. So the buds themselves are actually IPX8, which is obviously the highest waterproof rating that you can get. So that's highly impressive. But further to that, the actual charging case is also waterproof. So these are going to be a really good option if you're needing that kind of extra protection in terms of waterproofing. You know, it is chunky. You're getting 6 hours on the buds, 28 overall. So you are getting a good level of battery charging with this, but it's not particularly pocketable. So that, you know, just bear that in mind. And then the buds themselves, so we'll come back to that. Let's just have a look at the rest of the specs on the box then. So these are Tozo's top end premium sound earbuds. So they are kind of pushing these as their kind of top range, top premium option, and we'll test that out when we get to sound quality. We've talked about the waterproofing. We've got Bluetooth 5.0 and 1-step pairing, so nothing to write home about there. We've got full touch control, so we've got the standard Tozo control scheme, which includes volume control as well, and we've got the large battery, so up to 6 hours on the buds and 28 on the case. So decent kind of mid-range battery there. Don't forget, these guys are a slightly older pair. They did come out originally, I think it was back end of 2020. So I mean, we're really sort of testing today whether these are still worth it, whether they're stacking up. When it comes to the design and the fit and the comfort of these, obviously you can see there you've got your big, nice large touch panels, and they work really well. Really good touch control scheme, like I said. You control everything, which is what we want. They are like a semi-deep fit, so just to pull that back there, you can see it doesn't kind of go particularly deep in the ear canal, but it's funny because these are quite chunky, but they're very comfortable at the same time. Now, if you've got smaller ears, I'd probably warn you away from these because they are on the bigger side, but they just sit nicely in the ear. nothing to worry about in terms of fatigue. But like I said, if you've got smaller ears, you might just want to watch out for that. So just something to bear in mind. But I like the design of these. They are feeling quite premium. Overall, like I said, really happy with the design, really happy with the touch controls. And when it comes to sound quality, I mean, really, we are looking at a really impressive sound signature overall. Now, you know, they're talking about premium sound there. You know, you've got your little EQ there, and to be honest, you can see there that's pretty much how they're tuned. Super dynamic, big bass monsters, these ones as well. So if you're into your sort of, you know, your slightly overblown bass, these are going to do it for you. But the thing that impressed me about these really was the sort of sense of space in the sound, and a bit of airiness as well when it came to the highs and the mids. You know, they're sort of nice and smooth in the middle. I think the one criticism I'd probably have, if anything, would be down to the sort of, there's a bit of a lack of mid bass, so you've got loads of the sub bass in there kind of coming in really hard and deep and sort of hanging around a bit. So they are those bass heavy sound tuning, but I feel like there's a little bit of a gap around the mid bass. You know, maybe just kind of, that's the little kind of thing where these fall down. But I did want to compare today to another kind of similar option around the same price point, and another option really that you know brings the bass. And this is a preview, because we will be looking at these guys in full on the channel. And these are the Ugreen Hi-Tune X6. So you might be familiar with these. These are another sort of bass cannon style earbud, but very similar in price, very similar in performance. These guys have got ANC, but it's very sort of lightweight. So these are a good comparison. They are coming in on a sort of stem style design. And interestingly, you know, this sort of, again, a lot more comfortable than you might think. It's a sort of fairly lightweight design, nice big touch control surface again. We have got a sort of, you know, a couple of drawbacks, but I'm going to leave that for the full review. There's some really good stuff to tell you about, but at the end of the day, these guys are just falling a little bit short in comparison to the Tozo. So there's other things that the Ugreens are going to win on, and we'll talk about that in the full review. But when you come to the sort of comparison, you know, they are different in style, but the tuning's really similar. So you've got that sort of real crossover between a sort of bass heavy sound signature and your nice bright tuning in the high end. So that both of these are doing it, and doing it really well. So overall, I think on sound quality, I'd take the Tozos, but we're going to be looking at the Ugreens in a couple of weeks, and I'll be going in depth on these, because these are, again, you know, they're a really good product, under $40. There's the deals on to bring them down even further as well, and I really like them. But in terms of the sound, you know, the sound quality, just edging it at the Tozos. They're so impressive for the price. They really are. Overall, what I'd say is, you know, if you just need a pair that is really just going to serve you well in that kind of, you know, that middle tier, sort of like upper budget range, really, under 50, but, you know, really punching above the weight. Really great, enjoyable sound. You know, talked about the bass, but it never gets too kind of bloated. It really is impressive what they've done with the tuning on these. So that's going to be my review, guys. So I think, you know, are these the best bass buds under 40? I think they are at current prices. In the UK, these are going for £29 on Amazon at the minute, so that's just a killer deal. So as always, you know, check out the different prices that you can get on these. But these guys, even though they're slightly older, are still punching above their weight. Definitely the best Tozo product. I have obviously reviewed some other Tozos, so check those out on the channel. If you're not subscribed, then please do so. Hit the like button if you found the review helpful today. And with all that said, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. is a call quality test with a Tozo T12 in a quiet environment. This is a call quality test with a Tozo T12 in a semi-noisy environment.